Well, there it goes. I just got done moving back home from college today. This probably, hopefully, isn't like the full-time setup, but this is what I'm set up for today. Anyways, I come home, finally get everything set up, finally have some time to relax. Gonna watch the Wolves, right? Game 4 had me pretty excited for this series. I was a believer. I hoped that we could win in 7. I was, honest to God, a believer. We got our butts kicked. Like, just straight up. 124-103 final score. I didn't even watch the last 3 minutes. I saw Luka Garza check in after a timeout and turned it off and was just done. Just no loss of words. I mean, overall, good season. Without a doubt, really good season. A lot farther than I expected us to go. I know I had the Wolves losing in round 1 in my personal predictions. I have no way, proof on the internet to back up what I'm about to say, but I honestly did believe that we had a really good chance to beat the Nuggets if we got to the second round. I just thought that the Suns were a terrible matchup for us. We struggled against them in the regular season. I thought we were going to struggle against them in the playoffs. And I thought that was the only team, honestly, in the West that we were going to have issues with, outside of maybe OKC and maybe Dallas, because I didn't think that we'd be able to guard Luka and Kyrie for a whole 7-game series. We didn't even get to 7 games. We got to 5 games. Luka Doncic wins Western Conference Finals MVP. No doubt in my mind that he should have won that. I think it was pretty obvious he was going to win that. 20 points to start the game. Whoever was booing him, I saw a tweet that somebody was booing him or making a crying face at him in the crowd. Whoever is that is probably the most hated man in Minnesota right now. I mean, absolutely unleashed the beast. Obviously, Luka's going to do it either way. But, dude, what are we doing? Just absolutely destroy us. I mean, Luka and Kyrie both having 36. You combined for 72 points. Just could not stop them. And that was my big worry for this series. It honestly was, like I said, because I thought that the Suns were going to dominate us, I don't really have any evidence to back that up on the internet. You're just going to have to take my word for it. But as for this game specifically, it really only looked like 3 people cared. I think Mike Conley really wanted to win this year. I think Ant really wanted to win this year, really wanted to win these games. And I think offensively, Cat wanted to win today. I think defensively, right? I understand Jaden McDaniels, he got in some foul trouble early, was at a lack of minutes. Let me look at it real quick. He only played 21 minutes, which understandably, I mean, he was in foul trouble most of the game, so I understand that, right? But it just seemed like he got a couple quick fouls, quit caring. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, kind of the same way. Naz Reid wasn't hitting any shots, just didn't seem to care. You look at it, and it seemed like 90% of the time, he was either Mike Conley or Anthony Edwards in those scraps, as the only person in those scraps for loose balls, trying to get offensive rebounds, trying to get defensive rebounds for the Timberwolves. Nobody else seemed to care. Cat seemed to care offensively. There's been rumors that I've seen and just heard that the second we lost, Cat's going to be on the trade market. I personally hope that we keep Cat. I think if we can get rid of Rudy Gobert, he's way more replaceable than Cat. Cat's IQ is just kind of iffy when we get to the playoffs, but honestly, I think Cat is the bigger asset. But the thing is, he's the bigger asset. I don't know if we can get anywhere near the same return for Rudy Gobert. I would love for us to keep Cat, but he's more than likely gone. It just seems like somebody got in his ear and was like, you need to have a game to prove why they need to keep you. Because he cared offensively. I mean, he finished the game with 28 points, 12 rebounds. He did rebound pretty good. Just leading us in rebounds. I will give him that. I mean, yeah, you look at Ant and Cat had 28. Nobody else even in double digits. And Mike Conley, I mean, didn't take a lot of shots, but just a hustle guy for us. A defensive guy for us for tonight. I mean, it just seemed like he cared. I mean, we saw the quotes from him earlier about how he wanted to motivate these guys, that he's not going to be around much longer in this league. I mean, he is 36. He's only got 3-4 more years in the league at most. Came in here, he plays a role really well. It really just seemed like we only had 2 guys on the court. At times, it felt like there's only 2 guys on the court that cared, and they both played for Dallas. I mean, it was just that simple. So, I don't know. It was a good season. It's a bittersweet ending because I think we got to the conference finals, and I think everybody in the state got excited to go to the finals. I think we honestly all thought that we had a chance. It just sucks that we fell short, especially in such a terrible fashion as Game 5 was. It just sucks, and the pain of being a Timberwolves fan continues on. luckily, we finally have what seems like our core. And for sure, Ant, hopefully we keep J-Mac around. Hopefully we can keep Cat around. Hopefully we can keep Mike Conley around. Hopefully we run it back. And if we're going to trade anybody, trade Rudy Gobert. I'm sick of watching him 82 games out of the season. It's just, maybe I'm a Gobert hater. Maybe I am at this point. And just when I see Jokic tries to go at him and close out games. Doncic, Luka's trying to get him to switch onto him to score. It's just, what other DPOY is getting targeted to get scored on? It's just, I don't see how he's helping us in the playoffs. He very much, if you look at Utah's issues and you look at our issues now, it's very much, he's going to get you to be probably a top 2-3 seed because he's a good defensive player night in, night out. But he's not elite in the playoffs. He doesn't rise his game in the playoffs. He's just very, very good. And he's very, very good in the playoffs. But he doesn't become elite. He just stays at his high, like very, very good. When other defenders rise their game in the playoffs, he doesn't. And so he kind of becomes somebody that you can pick on defensively, especially because you get him out of the paint, he's not very useful. He's very much just a rim protector. So I don't know. That's my one thing that if we do move on from somebody, I hope it is Gobert, but more than likely it's going to be Cat. I don't think the Wolves need to do a lot this offseason. I think we just run it back and know that we need to win now going into next year. We're only going to have Mike Conley for so long. I think the only other thing we need to do is find a long-term replacement for Mike Conley. And maybe that's not this offseason. Maybe it's next offseason. But Mike Conley is the perfect point guard for this team, and he's 36. We need to win now. So, yeah. Obviously not the way I was hoping to flex my fanhood of the Timberwolves. The way I tweet, more than obvious that I'm a Wolves fan. Really the only games I ever live tweet are Wolves games. So yeah, but like I said, I am back home. I don't know if this is going to be the full-blown setup moving forward, just because I just got home. Like, I don't even have my, clothes put away yet all the way. You can't see, but my bed is an absolute mess, so I don't know. So yeah, Wolves continue to disappoint. 20 years on this earth, and I've seen, I think, 2 good Wolves teams. So, yeah.